Okay, Chapter 7, Overview. All right, now the reason for this, there's not a specific section in the book called Overview. The reason for this is just a lot of numbers and formulas. We're just flying around, and now I can kind of use the buttons, but which one goes where? All right, so here's some problems, and I got to decide which button to use. The first one, somewhere written into the problem, it says the word proportion. That's where prop comes from in one prop z interval. Okay, so prop, it says so right there. Plus, it doesn't give me any kind of standard deviation. All the other problems have to give you some sort of standard deviation. No standard deviation, then I'm not going to have a number to stick in. If I choose like z interval, I'm not going to have anything to put in that blank. So proportion, that's a one prop z interval. All right, so then I get out my calculator, put all the information in. Make sure to buzz past all the tests because that is chapter 8. One prop z interval. One prop z interval. Okay, x is 18. N is 37. Sea level is 0.95. Then I write 0.32544, comma 0.64754 on my paper. And then every single time we do one of these problems, do the big minus little thing as well. 0.64754 minus 0.3244. Point plus or minus 0.16105. Okay, so then I come to the second problem. Well, it's definitely not prop because I see a standard deviation in the middle of the problem. Okay, and this is where I'm going to go with that quick and easy rule. If I see n is bigger than 30, I'm going with pushing the z interval button. If I see n is smaller than 30, I'm going to go with pushing the t button. Now, usually they don't have sigma. All of my problems have sigma as an extra clue as to which button you're supposed to use, but in real life, we know that never happens. All right, n is big, use z. N is little, use t. That's the main difference, how you can tell the difference between problems of this type and problems of this type. Okay, so stat tests z interval. Sigma is 3. X bar is 16. N is 100. Sea level is 0.95. 15.412, comma 16.588. Big minus little. Minus 15.412 and divided by 2 is 0.588. All right, and I've already decided, when I was deciding that one, I've decided this one too. The main difference is n is smaller than 30. So I'm going to use t interval on this one. Okay, x bar is 14.5. S is 1.1. N is 28. Sea level is 0.95. $14.073, comma 14.927. All right, so 14.927 minus 14.073 divided by 2.427. Okay, Well, that's going well. All right, now this last one, well, n is 31, so doesn't that mean z interval? No, that was because I didn't read carefully. Okay, find a confidence interval estimate for the population standard deviation. And it's those two words, standard deviation, that just makes this problem all of a sudden, oh no. It's one of those square root type things, isn't it? Okay, when I want an estimate for the standard deviation, all of a sudden I have to groan because I know I got to use a formula. All right, so square root of 31 minus 1, 2.3 squared, divided by okay, don't do anything with the 22.5, not part of the problem. Gotta go to my chart. Okay, it's 95%. Luckily, I've already learned pretty much every time it's 95%, I can just go down these middle two columns. All right, I go down to 30 and go to the middle two columns, 16.791. And 46.979. All right, lots and lots of calculator work. Okay, by the way, these numbers don't get squared. I know there's a little squared in the formula, but the chart is already squared. It's called the chi-squared chart. Somebody already did that part. So don't square these numbers again. They were already squared once. Okay, so let's see. 2.3 squared times 30, 158.7. All right, 158.7 divided by 46.979. Okay, and then square root it. 1.84. $158.7 divided by 16.791. Square root it. 3.07. Okay, since my guess of a standard deviation is 2.3, I know the real standard deviation is in that range somewhere.